if I cave in. Oh,
So welcome back, everyone. So I'm really excited. I can't believe that it's already May is practically over. It's amazing. But so much has been going on, and I love being networking for everybody out there. We're live on Facebook, so I want to say hi to everybody out there. So like us and follow us, and we're going to be sharing the show afterwards. I just started sharing it, so you can check it out over there. My next guest I'm excited about having on, I have with me Scott Johnson, and he's the branch manager of Open Mortgage. And I know that there's something that we need to get out right away, so I'm just going to do it for you if it's okay with you.
Sure.
Because of it's compliance issues and everything. Open Mortgage, MLS 2975, Scott Johnson 26324.
Correct.
So we've gotten that business out. Scott, welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, a little bit about myself. I started in the mortgage business in the early 90s, and then 1998 we had a first reverse mortgage client come in, and they really didn't know what to do with the lady, and we started investigating reverse mortgages, and we've been doing it for 21 years now. So
you've been doing them for 21 years. They've been around that long?
Well, this is the 30-year anniversary for reverse mortgages.
Wow,
so
that's amazing. But you are happy, but you're also happy because there's been a big change in them. And I'm going to say this now, if it's okay with you. My father had to have one, and that was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, or actually even more than. He's passed then, so it's got even more than that. When they weren't, they had a bad rap, but they don't anymore.
Well, they still have astigmatism.
Well, that's what you're here to talk about, to tell everybody what it's so great about them.
Well, actually, I call them a retirement extension program. Basically, if people have a bunch of equity in their house, which a lot of seniors do, this is a way to use the equity. It's a safe way to use it. It's government insured way to use it. And the children are happy to have mom and dad living in their own house taking care of themselves. So the bad rap right now is that it is expensive to do a reverse mortgage, but you know, how expensive? Expensive is what? And I had a couple call the other day. The husband had to go into an extended care, and that was running him $6,000 a month. So, you know, reverse mortgages get that expensive, but gosh,
well,
if
when
he
you
has
say
to
it's
spend a few months
expensive,
in there.
what do you mean by that? Because if you own your own home, right? And do you have to own your own home?
Yes, you have to own your own home.
Okay, so what are the rules?
Well, it has to be on a property, and it has to be a lot. Basically, you're paying property tax on it. Then we can do a reverse mortgage in Arizona.
Okay, and
so that's the basic rule. Somebody in the house has to be 62, not both people, but just somebody has to be 62, and we can do a government insured reverse mortgage. I'm working on one right now where the lady is 60, but we have a new proprietary reverse mortgage out where a 60-year-old can do a reverse mortgage.
How does that work?
Well, we take her age and we figure out how much equity they can borrow out of their house at her age. And it's rather than going 6 to 2 and having her wait that amount of time, which wouldn't be good for her and her condition right now. So that works out really good for her. And
now you have a book that you didn't write, but I think it was the president of I don't know who wrote it.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you about that. I started with Open Mortgage about 6 years ago, and I met Dan Holquist, and he was in the midst of writing a book about reverse mortgages, and he did a really good job at it. And what we needed was a calculator in the company to show how a reverse mortgage worked in different situations. And that was really expensive, and we didn't know exactly how to do that. But Dan wrote a great book, and I'd like to give some of those away.
That's great. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the lines to the audience for everyone to get, we're going to give, how many you want to give away? 5?
I have 20.
Okay, so we're going to give 20 of them away. So we're just say everyone's going to get entered into win this book. We've got 20 of them we're giving away. What is the book called?
The New Reverse Mortgage by Dan Holquist.
And what's in it that makes it so great?
Well, it's up to date. It has all of the information in it about the new reverse mortgage and the change that happened the 2nd of October 2 years ago, where the reverse mortgage went into a financial assessment. And so our seniors had to then qualify financially to do a reverse mortgage. Before, it was not like that.
So that's all the information about the new reverse mortgage, correct?
Correct. Yeah, all the information about it.
So our lines are open here. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. This is a book that I think people all need to kind of get this information because they don't understand it. All right. And first of all, they could have a conversation with you. Do you do free, consultations?
Oh, we do. That's the best thing that about our company and about Open Mortgage. People would call in and they've got questions about reverse mortgages. We take a little bit of information from them. We set them an appointment. They can come to the office. I like to go out to the home and drink iced tea and usually spend a couple hours. And it's more of an educational experience for the seniors at that point and their children. I like to have their children there. And then a lot of times the attorney will drop by or I go to his office and explain it because we don't want any confusion on the reverse mortgage. So it works out great.
So we've got our lines open here for everyone to get. We got 20 of them we're giving away. The new reverse mortgage. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You're going to get a free consultation with him as well. You can call him direct. That number is 623-792-2424. Now, we're talking here. What would you say would be the first number one question that you get asked, when somebody says, asks you about reverse mortgages? Is it, do I have to, or am I going to lose my house?
Yeah, that's it. I have people call in and say, well, I've had it. I can't afford anything anymore. I'm ready to give my house away. And I'm saying, what are you talking about? And they will go by and say, well, I want to do a reverse mortgage. And that means I guess I give the house up to the bank. And I say, well, that's not how it works. Reverse mortgage works just like a regular FHA mortgage. The balance basically goes up a little bit every month. And then when the house is sold, the excess equity is transferred from the title company to the beneficiaries. So there isn't really a loss in that situation.
Now, there is a little bit of counseling, right? They have to have a little counseling of what they're going to do with that money because they can't just go and spend it on everything, right?
Well, that's true. When this started in 1998, what happened, the government, it's a brand new program, and the government said, well, we need government counselors to talk to people about this program so they know. And so that went on to 1996 and then continued on until this day. But what happened is the government had closed 600 loans from 1989 to 1996, and then they decided they would get mortgage companies involved and have loan officers go out and do the education and help people decide if this is the right instrument they wanted to use to enhance their retirement and take care of their costs. And so it really took off after that.
I got to tell you got some questions here I've never asked before, so I'm really excited about talking about this. We've got our lines open here. Everyone's going to get a book. We got 20 of them we're going to give away right now. The book is called The Reverse Mortgage, and it's by Dan Holquist, if I said that correctly.
Correct.
And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Before we go to a break, I've never asked this before. What types of homes are eligible? Is there a certain type of home that's eligible for a reverse mortgage?
Well, all of the homes are eligible, and manufactured homes are actually eligible also if they're built after 1976. Even have the biggest loan we've done so far is a $4 million loan on a jumbo proprietary reverse.
Wow.
So we've gone and lifted the roof off of the normal reverse program. So
See, they're different. And they're also tools for people now, from what I understand, financial tools.
There is a lot of financial tools that are available that weren't available before.
Right. Go ahead.
A lot of seniors are doing reverse mortgages just to cover their health care and extended care. For home health care, it's better to live at home than to go ahead and break the retirement.
Well, I'm
down.
the child of one who did what, and I have to say, it was great. It was great for them. It wasn't a problem with us, and I think people really need to look at them differently than they had, and we're here to talk about that. The book is called The New Reverse Mortgage. It's written by Dan Holquist, and our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Hang tight. We're going to be back in just a minute. So welcome back, everyone. we're talking reverse mortgages, and reverse mortgages are something that people need to think about and kind of have a different mindset about them. They had a bad rep, they still sort of do, but they've changed quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And I'm sitting here talking with Scott Johnson, and he is the branch manager of Open Mortgage. And they're the book that they're giving away. We've got 20 of them that we're giving away. It's called The New Reverse Mortgage. It's by Dan Hallquist. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So at the break, we were talking about how they've changed so much, and that there is, like my father, he had it. And I'm going to say the story if it's okay with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So his wife, my mother, when she passed, the Social Security went away. And I don't think people understand that that happens, or they don't realize it. And when it does, then it's like, okay, wait a minute. That's not here now. And even though he had money, he needed it just in case. And so he got it for that. And it was a wonderful thing. We didn't have any issues whatsoever. And that was a long time ago. Now I know people are using it, like I said, many people are using it for financial purposes, right?
Oh, absolutely. They are.
For their portfolios.
Yeah. And then I have a couple, actually two couples this last year where the husband was retired and the wife was getting ready to retire. And they decided that they'd do a reverse mortgage, and they wanted to wait until the wife retired. And I said, let's not do that. Let's go ahead and do the reverse mortgage, and you can keep on working instead of making your payment. And what happens when you do a reverse mortgage is you pay off your current mortgage. So you end up not paying a principal and interest payment every month. You still have to pay taxes and insurance, and if you have an HOA, you'd have to pay that. But I did finally talk the couple into doing it. They did the reverse mortgage. The wife continued to work at the post office. So instead of making her $800 payment to her mortgage company, which was Wells Fargo, she made it into the reverse mortgage. So she paid back into the reverse mortgage, and that $800 payment went directly into a line of credit, and there's no servicing fees with our company. So the whole $800 was added to the line of credit every month, and her balance went down by $800. Mm-hmm. So it was an incredible thing, and we mapped that out, and that's something the new Smart Reverse program will do, and I don't think we got into that, but we'll explain it here in a minute. But you can take that program that we've developed, Open Mortgage has developed, and add a payment in on your reverse mortgage, and you can see what you'll have as far as retirement.
So let's do that right now.
Okay.
So you have a program at Open Mortgage that you have developed, correct?
Right.
So let's talk about that.
Well, Scott Gordon's the president of Open Mortgage, and he's a graduate of ASU, and he got into the mortgage business in Austin, Texas, and loved it, and he's in there. And he is a real sharp guy, and he has developed a program that I've been looking for years to teach people how to use a reverse mortgage like an annuity and have benefits. Now, the return on a growth account, as far as the equity grows in your line of credit, it'll go up by almost 5.5% compounded monthly. And so can you imagine what had happened to an $800 payment if it compounded monthly over the period of 3 or 4 years? It makes a nice little nest egg for the seniors and prepares them for whatever's going to happen in the future.
So this program that you created, or that the company created, you're the only ones that have it.
That's true.
Okay. And again, it's something that, how are you trying to get that word out about that for people?
Well, we finally got everything together last month, and it's up and running and working, and this is how I'm trying to do it in Phoenix.
So
got a hold of Carol.
Yeah, no problem. I love it. So basically what we're trying to do here is get this information out to people. You do free consultations with people. You come to their homes and you talk to them. It's a couple hours that you sit down and you kind of get to know them.
Correct.
Because it's a story. We were saying that earlier. It's a story. We have a phone call, a caller. We have a caller that's calling in, if that's okay with you. Go ahead. I don't have your name, so go ahead and what's your name? I'm sorry.
My name's Dave, and I've got a question for Scott. I understand you can do a purchase with a reverse mortgage. Could you explain that to us?
Oh, good question, Dave. Yeah, in 2008, we were the government had decided that we could do purchases with reverses. So it actually works really well. You can do the people that come in from, we just had people come in from California and were ready to buy cash on a $300,000 home, And using a reverse mortgage, they only had to put $150,000 down, and they ended up with no principal or interest payment on the home. So I'd like to explain it a little bit more if they could.
Well, what we're going to do is
Call me
we're
in.
going to connect you guys together so that you can, do you have a reverse mortgage?
I don't have one at this time. No.
Okay. Well, we're going to connect you so that they can talk about it, and you know what? It's all about there's no obligation to it. You have to sit and talk about it, and it has to be right. Right? Thanks for the call. You know, it has to be right. And it's not right for everybody, is it?
Oh no, it doesn't work out right.
So
we need to talk about it.
It is all down to that conversation and finding out for everybody that everybody's on the same page with it and everybody understands.
Correct, and we like the children to get on board too, so they can see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when mom or dad gets sick? Basically, who do they call, and how does it work at the end of the day when the house has to be sold, or maybe one of the parents die? What happens?
Mm-hmm.
So all that. We like the children to contact us, and we like to lead them through that.
And I think that's what the families are most worried about. It's really, they shouldn't, but they do, right? They're worried about, well, I'm leaving this for my children. I want them to have everything that they can get.
Well, that's true. But actually, I don't know how many deals we've had where the children, the parents have passed away, and the children are able to buy the home from the parents. They have to pay off the reverse mortgage, and then we do it like a refi with another reverse mortgage, and the children move in if they're old enough to do a reverse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's happened quite a few times. I had a lady that passed away in Salt Lake when we were up there, and her son wanted to move back in the house. He sold his house in Provo, moved back to Salt Lake, took over his mom's home with a loan. It was a conventional loan, and paid his brother $75,000 and split the estate. And it worked out perfect. So that's what happened at the end of that reverse mortgage.
Well, the only way you're going to know is by talking to them and finding out whether it's right for you. They do free consultations. Do you work with people valley-wide?
Yes.
So they will do a consultation with you. You can call them at 623-792-2424, or you can call in here and get the book. Get the book and start with that. It's a great way to start. We've got 20 of them that we're giving away here. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. The book is called The New Reverse Mortgage, and it's called The New Reverse Mortgage for a reason. Again, tell the people again about that program that your Open Mortgage has developed.
Yeah, the program, we're really excited about it. This Smart Reverse has been years in the making. I could say 30 years. We really needed this when it started, to explain to people how this works. It's a complete library on reverse mortgages and videos to go with each question. If there's question and answers, you can read it or watch a video, and it's explanatory. And it's all chalkboard or whiteboard videos, and there's a few presentations by our president on some real valuable information for seniors. So I'd like to get that out to everybody. It's a link that I can send people if they would like to call in. I'll get them linked up. I just need your information. We won't bug you until you're ready to go with a reverse mortgage, or if you need more information, you're welcome to call our office. And we should know. I think I always tell people I've been in the mortgage business so long, I think I've made every mistake, and I've written it down. I don't want to make them again.
So again, that number to call them direct is 623-792-2424. Call me, get the book. I think everybody should start with at least that. It's a conversation that you're going to have with him. He'll do that free consultation. The book is called The New Reverse Mortgage, and the number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Smart Reverse. There's a lot of this is a program that they have created, so it's totally different. Nobody else has that, and that's what you got to find out. This is something now new that maybe you're listening to this and say, you know what, I got to tell my friend about this, because that's what I love about networking. That's what it is. It's not always who you're talking to, but who they know as well. So get this information out. We're going to give out this book again. You can keep on calling for the next 5 minutes or so. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. The book is called The New Reverse Mortgage. It's written by Dan Holquist. He wants to connect with you and talk to you about how great they are now. They're totally different. But you won't know until you talk to him. Again, you can call here at 602-277-5369. Keep on calling here, guys. Or you can call them direct. They work valley-wide, and they come to you, and they want to talk to you about it. It's 623-792-2424. Or keep on calling here, guys, at 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100.
be mine.